But one more thing I'm going to cover right now, because it came up, is when somebody dies, how do you distribute their possessions? If they haven't already decided that they want, if I'm looking around my office, actually, I can't think of anything in here somebody would want necessarily, but let's just say somebody wants my diploma. One of my grandkids wants my diploma. If you know you have something that somebody will want when you pass, and you can bear to get rid of it, which does not include my diploma, you want to give it to them while you're living. They can appreciate it now, so every time they use it or wear it or look at it, they think of you without any kind of tears. And then after you pass, they can look at it with the poignancy and remembering and great feeling of goodwill. Plus, it's not in your house for anybody to argue over it. Somebody asked me recently, what do you do with furniture? Well, sometimes there are pieces of furniture that people have. I mean, somebody just told me recently that a parent had a piano and the parents no longer able to stay in their home. They found a family member to take the piano. Well, that's phenomenal, because it stays in the family, and whoever got it gets to it. Hopefully they play it, but they get to enjoy it based upon from whom it came. If you have other stuff, I gave away an Ethan Allen rocking chair one time that I had loved, but just didn't fit in my home anymore. My grandson took it. It was just great. I didn't have to put it on a trash pile. I didn't even have to take it to the Salvation Army. If you've got furniture, what people often do is, because it doesn't have any sentimental value, or nobody has any place to store it, or the family is dispersed, so they live far away and they really don't feel like renting vans or something to move it. I know here in Tampa, the Salvation Army will come pick up. Oftentimes there are other charities that will come and pick up. Oftentimes there are churches or who might have a need in their congregation for anything, for a bed, for a kitchen table, for a couch, a chair, a love seat, whatever, where people have lost their homes due to fire, or young marrieds are just moving in somewhere, or a child has just moved home and they don't have dressers or anything else. So you might check with whether, if your religious organization, if you have one, or just call around. It's rare that you just have to trash it, unless a cat or a dog or something has totally destroyed it. And I know people who actually have put things on the street, put free on them, and they're gone in a matter of hours, which I find fascinating, only because it's just interesting, depending if you live in a neighborhood where people are always driving through, that's the case. So there are lots of ways to get rid of it. And the other thing, just thinking about furniture or anything else, is something I read years ago about when people move. Young families, particularly, I think they were referencing, but it's occurred to me that it could work anywhere, is that you let who's ever leaving that home, if it's been their home, not just like a place they've lived for a while, because all of us have probably had places like that over the course of our lives, where it's been a substantial part of their life, that as a matter of grieving, that you walk the family member, whatever, through each room and let them grieve the loss. And I lived in a house once where it remains the house on Grenfell Street, the house. And for all the places I've lived since then that I have really loved, like the one I'm in now, I would do it for. If my mother had been not smart enough, that's not fair, but a long time ago, had she been aware enough to walk us through the house, even our own rooms, to grieve the leaving and the holding on to it as an emotional, almost burden, would have been lessened, as opposed to just coming home one day and finding the house packed up, and the next thing you know, you're in a place you hate, which was my situation. So for all that, for anybody out there who's thinking, what am I going to do when so-and-so dies? What am I going to do with their furniture? What am I going to do with this or that? bunches of things. If you know anybody who wants any of it, call the local charities and see if they'll come pick it up. Put it at the curbside if emotionally it's just too much for you to even deal with. And allow the person who's left to grieve whatever they need to. If you have time to do that, you may not have time to do that. But if you have time to do that, let them grieve it. Because if it's been their home for a really long time, it's hard. It's really hard. I hope that this was somehow informative. Really do love doing these. I am so appreciative to the guy who does this with me. He makes it so easy. Changes the lighting and stuff like that. We always have a laugh at the beginning. And I wish you the best days. Like, comment, and share. Let me know what you'd like to talk about. I think my email or my phone numbers are scrolling across the bottom of this one so I can post it. And if you have any topics, I'm available to talk about what you'd like. Have a great day and thanks for watching.